Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another Health Minute brought to you by Wellpoint. Wellpoint, formerly UniCare, they're changing to Wellpoint on July 1st of this year, 2024. But despite the new name, they have the same commitment to Massachusetts and to their members' whole health. So thank you, Wellpoint, for helping to make this podcast possible, helping to make this Health Minute possible, and all of our Inside Lowell podcasts for that matter. I also want to take a quick minute to thank our friends at Washington Savings Bank, serving the greater Lowell community for over 130 years. Make the switch now to Washington Savings Bank. Boston North Company, offering business solutions for restaurants and retail to save money. Make your business more profitable by joining the Boston North team. Mahoney Oil Company, providing warmth and protection to families in Greater Lowell and Southern New Hampshire since 1925. That's almost a century. That's Mahoney Oil. Thank you as well to Francis E. Preventure Insurance of Lowell for auto, home, business, and life. Trust the insurance agent Greater Lowell has trusted for 40 plus years. Francis E. Preventure Insurance. GoPuff, a grocery store right at your fingertips. Use the code Lowell20 to receive $20 off your first order of $21 or more. Plus, you'll get free delivery. So download that GoPuff app today or visit gopuff.com. And by the Massachusetts Pirates, bringing all the hard-hitting action and excitement of arena football to the Tsongas Center in Lowell. Get your tickets today by visiting masspirates.football.com. And with that, we bring in Dr. Carolyn Langer, the medical director at UniCare. You're coming up on your third full year, your anniversary of being the medical director at UniCare, Dr. Langer.
Wellpoint.
Oh,
Yes.
I screwed it up. There you go. I got through the first month and didn't mess it up.
As of July 1st, we'll be Wellpoint.
That's right. So I have a little grace period where I can mess up. Great to have you here.
Thank you.
March, National Nutrition Month. Last month, February, we talked about Heart Month. National Nutrition Month. Why is nutrition so important that it gets its own month?
Well, Teddy, eating well along with staying active is one of the most positive steps you can take to stay healthy. So it's important taking the time each week to plan ahead and make healthy meals can really increase your energy levels. It can improve how you feel and add really, literally years to your life.
So how do I eat well? That's a confusing concept for a lot of people, right? They think, oh, I've got to deprive myself of things, right? So many of these fad diets, don't touch carbs. I did one of them and it worked, and it failed, as you can see by looking at me on camera.
Comes back.
Yeah. So how do I know when I'm eating healthy? What should I be eating?
So to choose healthy options, it's important to understand which foods are most beneficial to your health. So let's take, for example, you mentioned carbohydrates. Carbohydrates fuel your body for physical activity, but try to focus on whole grains, vegetables, fruits, beans. These are all rich in vitamins, minerals, fiber, and other important nutrients. Really try to skip white bread, white rice, pastries, soda, highly processed packaged snacks. Those carbs come from refined grains and really won't keep you satisfied for long. Protein is also important. It builds strong muscles and bones and carries oxygen in the blood. Lean protein from plant-based foods such as beans and nuts is really the healthiest, but fish and poultry are also good. Those are good sources. If you want to eat red meat, pick the leanest cuts and only eat once in a while. Fiber is very important. It helps you protect against certain health problems. So savor the satisfying flavor and texture of whole grains, beans, vegetables, fruits, which all provide fiber that your body needs. And then we talked about vegetables and fruits. These also help protect your health. So enjoy the rainbow of colors, purple, dark green, yellow, orange, red. Fats are part of a healthy diet when they come from plant oils, nuts, and fish. But you need to limit the amount of foods you eat that have saturated fats, such as cheeses and meats, and avoid trans fats. Another important category is calcium. It's important for healthy bones, as I'm sure you're aware. Milk and other dairy products are good sources for calcium, but they're not the only ones. So non-dairy sources of calcium include collards, bok choy, fortified soy milk, sardines, and baked beans. And then finally, salt. Salt can cause health problems if your diet includes too much of it. So cut down on processed foods, which are generally high in salt. It's important to really read the labels of foods that you buy in the supermarket and check how much salt. It's usually listed as sodium, but check how much sodium is in these foods.
It's interesting. It sounds like you almost have to do like a little bit of work, gain a little knowledge, learn a little bit more about the foods and what you're putting into your body. But the long range benefits, the rewards from whatever time you invest in doing that are really going to show up. You didn't mention alcohol there. You mentioned carbs, which people think are taboo. You even mentioned fats and meats, that they're okay. You didn't hear you say alcohol. Does that play a role? Is it true that if I have a glass of red wine with dinner, I'm going to help my heart and live much longer?
Well, Teddy, alcohol can be healthy in moderation, but not for everyone. Moderate drinking for women is up to 1 drink a day, for men 2 drinks a day. But benefits do include improved heart health. But drinking also causes risks of health problems such as breast and colon cancer.
What about portion control? A lot of these, it strikes me, a lot of these fad diets, again, they work short term, but not long term. You're basically depriving, you're eating such small quantities that you never feel like you're getting full. The opposite end of the spectrum, though, is you do like me. You pile on so much food onto your plate that there's no possible way you're not going to gain weight. How do you attack portion control so you're not overdoing it or underdoing it to the point that you're depriving yourself?
Yeah, I'm really glad you mentioned that, Teddy, because portion size really does matter. So see what a serving size of a particular food looks like on a plate to know if you're eating too much or too little. Try using smaller plates for your meals, or fill your plate at the stove instead of at the table so you think twice before you help yourself to seconds. It's also a good idea to explore myplate.gov for recipes. That's myplate.gov. And this provides information about nutritious foods or how to build healthy habits.
It kind of sounds like you're encouraging folks, and I, by the way, I always take this personally. I feel like you're speaking to me because all these issues you talk about, I struggle with. But
I think I'm speaking to myself as well.
I don't want to make excuses, but my schedule is crazy, and I've got 2 young kids, and if I pick them up from school sometimes, and they want to stop at McDonald's, and or if you're on the go, you don't have time to put together a recipe and then start to prepare a meal and whatnot. What advice can you offer for people who are constantly on the go? Are we basically doomed to eat unhealthy foods or starve ourselves?
Yeah, no, not at all. But I totally emphasize, always being on the go or eating out a lot can make it very challenging to track how many calories we're consuming. So you might want to think about some of these tips for healthy eating away from home. Order water or unsweetened tea instead of drinks with added sugar. Think about starting your meal with a salad with the dressing on the side. And this can help keep you from overindulging or overeating. Choose dishes that include vegetables, even if it's only pasta with tomato sauce. It's important to try to order steamed or grilled or broiled foods instead of ones that are fried or sauteed. For car trips, with those kids, pack snacks such as fresh fruits or vegetables, low-fat string cheese, or a handful of unsalted nuts. And if you do go out to a restaurant, skip those buffets. Those are dangerous.
They're so much fun, though.
Oh, but they are dangerous. So order small or half-sized portions, or ask for half of your food to be packaged to go when you order it, so that you can have it the next day for lunch. And order fruit for dessert instead of sugary processed foods.
So I can still have dessert. I just have to be a little smarter about it, right?
Try to stay away from those processed foods and try to go for fresh fruit.
Yeah, it's funny. My wife is really good about this. So she's basically tried to get healthy snacks in the house for the kids. And so my son loves blueberries. He could eat a whole container in one sitting. My daughter, strawberries and then oranges and bananas and whatnot. So my kids eat healthier than I do, but it highlights something. Good eating habits and all this stuff that you just talked about, the earlier you start it in life, and if for parents, start it with your kids, you're going to make it a whole lot easier for them as adults, right?
Absolutely. Start at a young age, start with healthy eating habits. And then hopefully your children will carry it through to their adult life as well.
And then they can point out when I'm not eating healthy and get me into shape as well.
They're more than happy to police mom and dad. Yeah.
Yes, they are. Dr. Langer, thank you for joining us on this National Nutrition Month with our latest Health Minute brought to you by Wellpoint, formerly UniCare.
Thank you very much for having me.
Always a pleasure. We'll talk to you again in April. We'll have a little warmer weather. We'll be completely out of winter by then. We hope, right?
I'll be ready for it.
All right. Thank you. And thank all of you for joining us as well for this Health Minute brought to you by Wellpoint. Till next month, stay safe, everybody.